G'day, it's Richard. If you've got no job lined up this week and you're starting to panic about money and losing momentum, this one's for you. In the next 9 minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do in the first 48 hours when work dries up, how to keep money coming in without burning yourself out, and how to make sure you don't fall off people's radar. And at the end, I'll give you a simple downtime survival checklist you can start using today. Let's get into it. Right, quick context. Downtime happens in construction. Jobs finish, weather shuts things down, builders run out of work, or you're on casual and they just didn't call you this week. It's part of the game, especially when you're starting out. But here's the thing. How you handle that downtime makes a massive difference. Some people go quiet, they panic, they burn through their savings, and by the time they get called back, they're desperate and they've lost their edge. Other people use the time smart. They stay visible, they stay sharp, and when the call comes, they're ready. The difference between those two isn't luck, it's what you do in the first 48 hours. So let's make sure you're in the second group. Block 1. The biggest mistake between jobs. Alright, before I tell you what to do, let me tell you what not to do. Because I see this mistake all the time, and it kills your chances of getting called back. The mistake is going silent. You finish a job on Friday, no one calls you Monday, and you just sit there waiting for your phone to ring. You don't message anyone, you don't follow up, you don't let people know you're available. You just wait. And while you're waiting, someone else who stayed in touch gets the call. Here's what happens when you go silent. People forget about you. Not because they don't like you, but because they're busy. They've got 10 other things going on, and if you're not in front of them, you're not in their mind. And construction moves fast. A builder needs someone today, not next week. So if you're not available right now, or if they don't know you're available, they'll call someone else. The other part of this mistake is waiting too long to start looking. You think, oh, I'll give it a few days, maybe they'll call me back. Meanwhile, 3 days turn into a week turns into 2, and now you're scrambling. Don't do that. The second you know you're not working tomorrow, you start moving. Not panicking, moving. There's a difference. Block 2, the 48-hour plan. Alright, here's what you do in the first 48 hours when work dries up. This is your action plan. Follow it and you'll be back on site way faster than if you just sit around. Step 1. Within the first 24 hours, message everyone you've worked with in the last 3 months. And I mean everyone. Boss, foreman, tradies, contractors, even the bloke who called you once for a day's work. Keep it short, keep it professional. I'll give you a script in a minute. But the point is, let them know you're available. Don't assume they know. Tell them. Step 2. Check the job boards and local Facebook groups. Seek, Gumtree, trade groups in your area. Apply to anything that fits, even if it's only for a few days. You're not being picky right now. You're staying active. And every application is a chance. Step 3. Call. Don't just text. If there's someone you really want to work with again, call them. A 2-minute phone call is worth 10 text messages. You say, hey mate, just checking in. Wondering if you've got anything coming up this week or next. I'm available and keen. That's it. Most people won't call, so if you do, you stand out. Step 4. If you've got mates in the industry, let them know. Not in a desperate way, just, hey, I'm between jobs at the moment. If you hear of anything, let me know. Word of mouth is huge in construction. Someone might know someone who needs a hand. Do those 4 things in the first 48 hours and you've done more than 90% of people who are out of work. And that's why you'll get called back faster. Now, before we talk about money, I want to say this. The way you show up between jobs says more about you than how you work on site. Stay with me. Block 3. How to keep money coming in without burning out. Alright, let's talk about money. Because this is what stresses people out the most. You've got rent, bills, food. Maybe you're sending money home. And if you're not working, the money stops. So what do? First, cut the bleed. Look at what you're spending and cut out anything that's not essential for the next few weeks. No eating out, no drinking, no buying stuff you don't need. I'm not saying live like a monk, but tighten up. Every dollar you save now is a dollar you've got later. Second, pick up short-term work that doesn't burn your reputation. If you've got a driver's license, do Uber Eats or deliveries for a few days. If you can swing a hammer, check Airtasker or Gumtree for handyman jobs. 1 or 2 days of that can cover your basics while you're looking for site work. Just don't commit to anything long term that will stop you taking a construction job when it comes up. Third, if you've got tools or gear you're not using, sell them. Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, local buy and sell groups. It's not ideal, but if you're in a tight spot, it's better than going into debt. Fourth, and this is important, don't take dodgy cash jobs just because you're desperate. If it feels off, if they're offering way under market rate, if there's no safety, walk away. You're not helping yourself if you get hurt or ripped off. Stay smart. And here's the rule. Every dollar you earn between jobs, put half of it aside for the gap between this job and the next one. Because there will be another gap. That's construction. If you're always spending everything you make, you'll always be stressed when work dries up. Build a buffer, even if it's small. Block 4. How to stay on people's radar. Alright, this is where most people fail. They think, I worked with them once, they'll call me if they need me. Wrong. You've got to stay visible. Here's how you do it. Send a quick message every week or two to the people you want to work with again. Not every day, that's annoying, but every week or two, just check in. Here's the script. Hey mate, hope the job's going well. Just wanted to let you know I'm still available if anything comes up. Keen to work with you again when you need a hand. Cheers. That's it. 30 seconds to write and it keeps you in their mind. Most people won't do this, so when you do, you're already ahead. If someone replies and says they've got nothing right now, don't just leave it there. Say, no worries, when do you think things might pick up? And then follow up around that time. You're not being pushy, you're being proactive. There's a difference. And here's a big one. Don't complain. Don't message people saying, man, I haven't worked in 2 weeks. It's so hard out here. That makes you sound desperate and negative. Stay positive. Stay professional. I'm available and keen sounds way better than I'm broke and desperate. Also, stay off social media complaining about work. I see people post stuff like, no one's hiring, this industry's a joke. Mate, bosses and tradies see that, and they're not going to call someone who's out there bagging the industry. Keep your frustrations private. Block 5. How to use downtime to come back better. Alright, last block. If you've got a few days or a week off, don't just sit around. Use the time to come back sharper than when you left. Here's a simple routine. 1. Stay physical. You don't need a gym membership. Go for a run, do push-ups, stretch. Construction's physical work, and if you're sitting on the couch for 2 weeks, you'll feel it when you're back on site. Stay moving. 2. Check your tools and gear. Clean them, sharpen them, replace anything that's broken. Make sure your boots are good, your high-vis is clean, your PPE is sorted. When you get called, you want to be ready to go, not scrambling to find your gear. 3. Learn something small. Watch a YouTube video on tiling or framing or how to use a tool you've never used. 10 minutes a day. It's not going to make you an expert, but it'll keep your brain switched on and you might learn something useful. 4. Check in with yourself. How's your attitude? How's your energy? If you're feeling burnt out or negative, use this time to reset. Go for a walk, talk to a mate, do something that clears your head. Because when you go back to work, people notice your energy. Show up positive and ready, not dragged down and bitter. That's the routine. Body, tools, learning, mindset. Do that and you'll come back better than you left. Alright, that's the full plan. What to do in the first 48 hours, how to keep money coming in, how to stay visible, and how to use the downtime smart. But before we finish, here's your checklist. Downtime survival checklist. 1. Within 24 hours, message everyone you've worked with in the last 3 months. Let them know you're available. 2. Apply to at least 5 jobs in the first 48 hours. Seek, Gumtree, Facebook groups. Stay active. 3. Make at least 2 phone calls to people you want to work with again. Calls beat texts. 4. Let mates in the industry know you're looking. Word of mouth is powerful. 5. Cut unnecessary spending immediately. Tighten up until you're working again. 6. Pick up short-term work if needed, but don't commit to anything that blocks you from taking site work. 7. Follow up every week or 2 with a short, positive message. Stay on people's radar. 8. Don't complain on social media or in messages. Stay professional and positive. 9. Use the time to stay physical, check your tools, and learn something small. Come back sharper. 10. build a buffer. If you make money between jobs, save half. The next gap is coming. Do those 10 things and you'll handle downtime like a pro. Most people panic and wait. You're going to act and stay ready. That's the difference. All right, mate, that's the episode. If this helped, drop a comment and let me know. Have you been through downtime before? How did you handle it? I'd love to hear your stories. And if you've got mates who are between jobs right now and they're stressing, send them this. It might be exactly what they need to get moving again. Next episode, I'm talking about how to build a reputation that gets you called first, not last. What makes some labourers the go-to choice and others the backup plan? It's not what you think, and it's not about being the hardest worker. You're going to want to hear this one. Cheers for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.